Get off of her, bro. Get off of her. What are you doing?
He punched me twice in my head.
What are you doing?
Right here, all right? Put your...
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Driving under the influence is a serious and dangerous crime that often ends in tragedy. On March 27, 2015, a potentially deadly situation unfolded on Interstate 805 in San Diego, California, when a 25-year-old student lost consciousness behind the wheel. At approximately 1:45 a.m., a female driver, later identified as Amber Lane Morgan, was found passed out inside her vehicle, which had come to a stop in the third lane of the northbound I-805.
I tried knocking, she's totally passed out, her doors are locked on the driver's side. Come on out. Come on the car. Fire's got the right lane blocked. Come on. Up over here. All right? Have a seat. Sit down.
As they tried to communicate with her, the car began to slowly roll forward, creating an even more hazardous situation. Realizing the urgency, Officer Flores used his flashlight to break the passenger side window. He then shifted the vehicle into park and carefully removed Morgan from the car to prevent further danger. Inside the vehicle, officers discovered a large bottle of liquor and other alcoholic beverages, evidence that strongly pointed to alcohol impairment. Morgan, a student at San Diego State University and an aspiring journalist, was arrested at the scene on suspicion of driving under the influence and later booked into jail.
Talking about some medical information. Can you stop?
Witnesses noted that even after being pulled from the vehicle, Morgan struggled to stand, a clear indicator of alcohol intoxication. On May 8, 2015, she pleaded not guilty to misdemeanor DUI charges through her attorney. Given the circumstances and her status as a first-time offender, it's likely the case was quietly resolved, potentially through a plea deal. In California, DUI convictions can result in harsh penalties, including fines, license suspension, community service, and mandatory DUI education programs. Although no one was injured in this particular incident, it serves as a powerful reminder of the dangers of drunk driving, especially for young adults who may underestimate the risks. One lapse in judgment could have ended far worse, both for Morgan and for other drivers on the road that night. What's up, Silent Nightmare family? I have something huge to share with you today. We just crossed an incredible milestone, 50,000 subscribers. But now it's time to set our sights even higher. If we hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of September, 10 lucky subscribers will each receive a $50 gift card. You can choose any gift cards. That's $500 in total prizes as a thank you to this amazing community. It's super easy to enter. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like this video, comment below with your favorite Silent Nightmare video or your scariest camping story. That's it. Let's hit 100K together and celebrate the only way we know how, with a massive giveaway. On the early morning of June 1st, 2025, just around 5 a.m., a routine moment took a tragic turn in East Hartford, Connecticut. At the 808 Diner on Main Street, a group of 4 people, including 17-year-old Jackie Perry, finished their meals and spent some time at their table. But instead of paying the $115 bill, they simply walked out. What's known as a dine and dash had happened at this diner before, according to owner Muhammad Ahmed. But this time, things unfolded in a way no one could have predicted. After being notified of the incident, police quickly located the group as they were getting into an Uber near the area. Officers stopped the vehicle near the intersection of Main Street and Orchard Street. The encounter wasn't heated. Body cam footage and reports later confirmed that the officers approached calmly and respectfully. They spoke with Jackie Perry about the unpaid bill and informed him they would conduct a pat-down for safety.
I gave him $50 already. The bill was $140. I already gave him my money. And I blessed him. And I told him I could give him the cash.
Okay, the bill is $140, not $50, so you have to give him $90 more.
I told him I can give him the money.
Honestly, I'm just telling you how it is, okay? Honestly,
I understand. That's your job, sir.
That is. So, we have to figure this out. So, we're going to have to bring you back over there.
I understand.
Were you taking care of the whole bill yourself?
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Let's take him back over there. You can hang out, talk to this guy. All we want to do.
Yeah, I know it's my little sister. I'll get them.
Otherwise,
I will do it.
No,
it's straight. I'll call
I asked the question. I don't want to. How old are they?
Oh, how old are the girls? They're 17.
So you guys are all young. You got you and then go get fingerprinted and stuff. You got that with fingerprinted. Then you think, go back to your favorite guy with me, rest of the go on. Everything's good. You'll probably never be allowed to go back there again, but the food ain't that good, right? You know? So listen.
Perry responded by saying he wanted to call his mother, a moment that still seemed manageable. But then everything changed.
You just didn't have any contact.
No, I understand.
Good or bad, okay? I think this is actually going pretty good.
No, I'm just calling my mom.
Go a lot worse.
Mom, I'm outside the police is here at East Hartford Police Station. Please, sir. Please. Jabril Perry.
Just throw your jacket, just your bag.
Hold on, you just my mom?
I gotta pat you down real quick.
I'm not just waiting for my mom. You're waiting for my mom.
I gotta
please,
pat you down here for my own safety right now. 'Cause I don't know if you got weapons on you.
I don't got no weapons.
I have to check for myself. I'm not gonna search you. I just gotta pat you down just to make sure you're
Hold on,
safe.
sir. You're waiting for my mom? Please, sir.
Your mom has nothing to do with my safety right now. You know what I mean? So I gotta pat you down real quick. Put your bag down. Just hang out for me right here. All right? Put your. Don't move! 25-foot pursuit. Northbound Main. Bailey's Plaza. Left on Orchard. On Orchard. I heard a gunshot. Shots fired, shots fired.
Without warning, Perry bolted from the scene. Officers immediately pursued him on foot, but after a short chase, they lost sight of him. Moments later, a single gunshot rang out. Officers rushed toward the sound and found Perry lying behind a building at 1137 Main Street. He had been shot in the leg, and next to him lay a handgun. A weapon later confirmed to be stolen, traced back to a location in South Windsor. In Connecticut, it's illegal for anyone under 21 to possess a firearm. Perry was just 17. The presence of the stolen gun raised more questions. How did he get it? Was he intoxicated? And most pressing of all, did he shoot himself on purpose, or was it an accident? Emergency responders arrived quickly, Jackie Perry was rushed to St. Francis Hospital, where doctors fought to save him, but the bullet had struck the femoral artery and vein, major blood vessels in the leg that are difficult to treat even with immediate medical care. Despite surgery, Perry died from his injuries. The state medical examiner confirmed the cause of death as a gunshot wound. An investigation began to determine if the shooting was accidental or intentional. What's left behind is a heartbreaking sense of loss, not just for a family, but for a community trying to make sense of how a teenager's life could end over a stolen meal and a series of split-second decisions. As diner owner Muhammad Ahmed said, "It shouldn't have happened. A $100 meal is not worth someone's life." Most dine and dash incidents end with a citation, a payment, or even just a warning. But this time, something went terribly wrong, and a young life was lost, not in a robbery or a violent standoff, but because of a gun he should never have had, and a few choices that can never be taken back. On December 11th, 2013, a routine flight lifted off from Kalaupapa Airport, nestled on the remote Hawaiian island of Molokai. It was supposed to be a quick hop to Honolulu International, just another short inter-island flight, but it never made it. The aircraft was a Cessna 208B Grand Caravan, a single-engine plane often used for regional routes across remote areas like Hawaii. Operated by Makani Kai Air, it carried 9 people that day, 8 passengers and 1 pilot. The weather was calm, visibility was clear. Everything about the takeoff seemed normal, until it wasn't. Less than a minute after liftoff, as the plane reached an altitude of about 400 feet, the pilot began a routine left-hand turn. That's when disaster struck. A loud bang shattered the calm, followed by complete engine failure. The aircraft started to fall from the sky. Inside the cabin, panic erupted. One of the passengers was recording at the time, and the footage captured the chaos, people screaming, bracing for impact. In mere seconds, the plane slammed into the Pacific Ocean. But what happened next is what makes this story even more unsettling. Among the passengers was Loretta Fuddy, Hawaii's state health director. Miraculously, she survived the crash itself. But in the water, something went wrong. Witnesses said she appeared panicked and was hyperventilating. Though she was wearing a life vest, it malfunctioned. One of the CO2 cartridges had failed, leaving the vest only partially inflated. Loretta soon lost consciousness. An autopsy later confirmed the cause of death: acute cardiac arrhythmia triggered by extreme stress and fear. She was the only passenger who died. The others suffered serious injuries, broken ribs, head trauma, but survived. One of them even swam to shore to call for help. Eventually, the rest were rescued. Then came the investigation. The National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, launched a full review. They confirmed the engine had failed shortly after takeoff, but also discovered troubling human errors. The pilot, though experienced and 60 years old, had skipped the mandatory safety briefing. Several passengers didn't know where their life vests were or how to use them. In a crisis like this, that knowledge could have made a life-saving difference. The final report pointed to mechanical failure as the primary cause, but human error played a critical role, and that's the haunting truth. A flight that should have taken just minutes turned into a deadly ordeal. One life was lost. Others were changed forever, and a seemingly ordinary journey from a quiet island became one of the most tragic and disturbing aviation accidents in Hawaii's history. On July 25, 2023, a disturbing call was made to the Department of Children and Family Services in Rock Island, Illinois. A woman claimed that a child had accidentally shot themselves. The gravity of the report was enough to send police officers to the home of a woman named Staples. When authorities arrived, they questioned Staples about the call. She flatly denied everything, claiming no one was hurt and accusing her ex-husband's girlfriend of fabricating the story out of spite.
You Miss Staples?
Yes, how can I help you?
So we got kind of a weird phone call. Do you know Latricia?
No,
No.
I don't know anybody out here.
Some lady called DCFS. And,
What?
And kind of made some claims that you had a child that accidentally shot themselves.
Absolutely not.
No, it sounds crazy to me too. That's what. So they made some allegation that you had a son and he shot himself.
Sir,
and he's in
come
your
on
basement.
now. You think? Look where I live.
No, I get it. Just so I can check the box off, can I look in your basement real quick and I'll get out
No,
of here?
you need a search warrant to do that. I'm sorry, I'm not about to have my rights violated because someone makes Uranus allegations like this.
I know. Like I said, it sounded crazy to me too. I'm just up here seeing if, we have to investigate it.
At first, it seemed like a bitter family dispute, but something about her tone and behavior raised red flags for the officers. They asked if they could search the house, particularly the basement. Staples immediately refused, telling them they'd need a warrant. That alone was enough to raise more suspicion. Later that evening, police returned with a warrant in hand. Staples' 4 children were home at the time. One officer stayed upstairs with them, while others began a thorough search of the house. From the basement to the attic, they found no blood, no signs of a struggle, no evidence of a shooting, nothing that confirmed the original report. But they weren't ready to walk away.
Let me see it, Chetty. You're walking through my house.
It's right here. You don't run how we go. You're not in control of this.
Okay, I'm trying to see. Hello?
So, I need your phone too.
My phone? That's not my phone.
Well, that's the phone is taking. Hold on to that. That's empty. Well, it's for an old heater.
The officers sat Staples down and continued to question her. They asked about the child mentioned in the original call. Who were they, and why had she lied? Staples remained stone-faced. She insisted again that there was no such child and the whole thing had been made up. Meanwhile, other officers quietly continued to search. That's when they made a chilling discovery.
You've never had a son named Zion.
No.
Are you claiming benefits for a kid named Zion?
No. I haven't gotten any benefits for anyone.
Birth certificate?
What is that?
Birth certificate.
For Zion Staples.
Zion Staples.
That's not mine.
Sushi Staples. Child. It's found in your room.
We need to get this figured out. Stop lying.
A birth certificate tucked away in a drawer. The name on it was Zion Staples. When they asked Staples who Zion was, she claimed she didn't know, said she'd never had a child by that name. But the police knew they were no longer dealing with a false report. Something much darker was unfolding. More than an hour after arriving, officers placed Staples under arrest. Not long after, they uncovered the truth. In the garage, hidden in the corner, they found a metal trash can. Inside was the body of a child. Court records later confirmed what the body cam footage didn't capture. The child had been dead for some time. An autopsy revealed the cause of death: blunt force trauma. Staples was charged with concealing a homicidal death and failing to report it. She eventually pleaded guilty. The case shook the Rock Island community. People struggled to understand how something so horrific could happen in a seemingly ordinary home. But perhaps the most haunting question of all remains unanswered. How long had she been hiding the truth? On July 21st, 2023, a woman working for Uber Eats went to a 7-Eleven to pick up a delivery order. While waiting inside the store, she was physically assaulted by one of the employees. 2 workers were present at the time of the incident. One of them, identified as Kareem, punched the woman in the head, pinned her down by sitting on her, and physically restrained her. The second employee, Josh, witnessed the entire assault but did nothing to intervene.
Get off of her, bro. Get off of her. What are you doing?
He punched me twice in my head.
What are you doing?
You can arrest me, I work here.
What are you doing?
The store is closed.
I'm Uber Eats. I'm trying to show him. He wasn't in the front to tell me.
You okay?
He punched me in my head with the machine.
All right, let me figure out what's going on, okay? Give me a second. Hey, man, let me talk to you real quick.
When police arrived at the scene, they found the store barricaded with mop handles. Kareem told officers he was just doing his job and showed them his ID. But during the conversation, he abruptly walked away and locked himself in a room.
So explain to me, why did you feel the need?
Today, we're receiving the McLean truck. The store is closed. Nobody's allowed in the store until the truck leaves.
Okay, I understand that the store is closed.
All right, sir,
but why? Listen to me. Listen to me. Answer my questions. Why did you feel the need?
The store was closed and she was in the store. Nobody's allowed in the store until that McLean truck leaves.
So the store is closed. No one's allowed in. So you kept her in the store?
You keep her in the store.
You were on top of her.
Bruh, you watch the camera.
You were on. When I got here, I saw you on top of her. I don't care that you work here.
You want me to clock out, then you arrest me,
I
sir?
don't care what you do. Explain to me why is it that you felt the need?
Our scanner's right here, sir. If you want to...
Hey, don't walk away from me. I'm trying to talk to you.
According to the victim, she had been standing inside the store waiting for her order when the assault occurred. The officers asked the employees to contact their manager in order to access the store's surveillance footage.
Can I have FDB 51, please?
I'm here for Uber Eats. Sorry, he wasn't in the front of the door.
Could you explain to me what happened?
I came in. I'm parked on the side. My boyfriend's a paraplegic. He's in the car right now.
I got a female with a head injury.
And I walked in. I didn't park in between. There was 2 trucks here. Not all 7-Eleven closed when they're shipping. I walked in. He was not there. The freaking guy, Josh, he's gonna be like, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't know if he's scared. But he was taking the order. I have an Uber Eats order.
Okay,
so he was doing it, and the guy came from behind me, and he was like, ma'am, you're not supposed to be in here. I don't know. And he starts locking the door, and he's like, I'm gonna punch you.
Okay, alright, so try to calm down. Let's start from the beginning. So you had an Uber Eats order.
Yes, I walked in. Nobody was there. If he would have told me the store is closed, I would have canceled it. It's not that serious.
So you were able to walk in?
Yes, that door, the left door that we're looking at on our left was open, sir. I came, I spoke with Josh. He asked me, what was the name? I told him the name. He asked me, he was like, okay, well, my system's a little messed up. Can you read me the order? I told him the beef menus. He said, okay, I got it. Now I know which order. He started doing that. This guy's yelling at somebody, a man outside. Then he comes in, and he's like, ma'am, you can't be in here. So I'm telling him, like, you can't talk to people like that because he's coming off very hostile. And I'm telling him, I'm here with Uber Eats, and Josh is telling her, but she has the order. But nobody can be in here. And that's when he starts freaking out. He starts locking.
You want to talk to him real fast?
Okay.
No, the cop.
Cops, okay.
You're on speaker. Hey, sir, how you doing? It's Officer Mendez with the Atlanta Police Department.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So my question to you is, so we have a little bit of situation, as your employee said. We're just trying to get access to the cameras to see what happened. Is there any way you can come and we can review the camera footage?
Unfortunately, that camera system is not working since yesterday.
Okay.
Only one camera is working out of it. I just noticed that yesterday when I was going through the cameras.
because I wanted to take a look at it something, and entire system is not recording anything for some reason.
Okay, so there's nothing recorded for today.
Not yet. Since actually day before yesterday, there is nothing recorded in there.
Okay.
I already called the guy to come and fix it, but he hasn't been up there yet. So only one camera is working, which is actually facing the door, and that's about it.
However, the manager, reportedly speaking over the phone, claimed that the camera system wasn't working, a statement that raised suspicions. Later, during questioning, Kareem changed his story, claiming he thought the woman was an intruder because she had forcibly entered the store.
Calm down, and Josh is going to pick it up and put it in the basket, that's all.
Why were you telling her to put the phone down?
Because she said she has an order. You're trying to help her, and just because she's inside the store, we don't know how she... I mean, she's a young lady. I'm not trying to harm her or anything. I'm just trying to get my job done because shift change might come.
What time does the store close?
The store never closes.
Okay, so if the store never closes, how was she intruding if the store never closes?
Because she wasn't with the McLean.
She wasn't with the who?
McLean, that big old 18-wheeler truck that was parked right there.
So because she wasn't with the truck,
yeah,
that meant she was an intruder?
We froze the store. When you freeze the store leaves the paperwork. There's paperwork that we got to go back and double track, and that's it.
Okay.
I mean, I understand y'all are busy and stuff, man, but
okay, did you and the lady in the store get into any kind of physical altercation?
No, I was just like, don't move them and letting her breathe. She went forward, I went backward. I didn't touch her, didn't hurt her, offer her some agua.
So how are you letting her breathe if you didn't touch her?
Because she was talking to me.
However, video evidence reportedly contradicted that claim, showing that the woman posed no threat and had a legitimate reason to be there. The use of mop handles to barricade the entrance suggested possible premeditation.
I work graveyard shift, Sheriff. I work graveyard.
Okay, I'm asking you questions that you should know as the employee, because you previously said that the store never closes, so I'm trying to clarify how, if the store doesn't close, and there's nothing in the front of the store to make someone, like the doors being locked or a sign saying that the store is closed, how is she supposed to know that she can't come in the store? And then how would you then interpret her coming in the store as her being an intruder?
She's an intruder because the Orlando PD that came here said anytime somebody come in the store like that, always check around. When the boss come, he handles that.
Okay.
It's between them two, whatever property is going on right here, sir, I just do my job and go.
In the end, Kareem was sentenced to 9 months in jail and faced charges of assault and false imprisonment. Carjackings often take place in quiet or remote areas where victims are more vulnerable, especially when targeted by a group. That's exactly what happened on the morning of May 9th, 2025, near Pacific Raceway in Kent, Washington. A driver was en route to the track, towing a masked car, possibly a race car, given the location's purpose. It was just before 10 a.m., a time when activity around the raceway tends to pick up due to event preparations. That's when he noticed another vehicle trailing him closely, a common tactic used in carjackings to isolate a target. Expecting the vehicle to pass, the driver slowed down, but instead of overtaking, the car pulled in front and blocked his path.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
In a sudden and terrifying turn, 4 masked individuals jumped out and pointed guns at him. The situation escalated instantly to a life-threatening level. In a split-second decision, the driver hit the gas and rammed the suspect's vehicle, managing to break free. His quick thinking likely threw off the attackers' plan and forced them to retreat. Fortunately, he escaped unharmed. Dash cam footage captured the entire incident, giving law enforcement valuable evidence to identify the suspects. As of May 13th, no arrests have been made, but the investigation remains active. Kent has seen a history of carjacking incidents, likely due to its location near major highways and its role as a transportation hub, factors that can attract criminal activity. Thankfully, this driver got away. Had the suspects managed to break a window or gain entry, the outcome could have been deadly. For now, the carjackers remain at large, but thanks to the evidence left behind, they may not stay that way for long. It was just after 3 a.m. on a quiet stretch of road near John Wayne and Allura parkways. No traffic, no noise, just the distant growl of a motorcycle getting louder. The bike was being ridden by 29-year-old Dimitri Katis, and he wasn't just speeding, he was being chased. Behind him, a police cruiser, lights flashing, siren echoing through the stillness.
Shut your bike off. And now he's fleeing. Southbound over the overpass. He's a real bad driver. 90 miles an hour. Ran a red light. And almost got hit. Southbound, John Wayne and Hathaway. I haven't even lit him up. He's going 80. Like I said, I haven't even lit him up yet. He's not driving very good either. Like he's an inexperienced driver. Shut your bike off. Shut your bike off.
Earlier that night, the officer had spotted Katis weaving through traffic, struggling to maintain control. It looked like he was either inexperienced or impaired. The officer flipped on his lights and attempted a stop. At first, it seemed to work. Katis pulled over, but the moment the officer stepped out of his cruiser, Katis hit the throttle and fled. What followed was a short, high-speed chase, and it ended in tragedy.
And now he's fleeing. Southbound over the overpass. He's a real bad driver. 90 miles an hour. Ran a red light. And almost got hit. Let Doc Chin know he's headed their way. And he's crashed. He crashed out at right before Hathaway. Or excuse me, right before Altera North. Call paramedics, he's down. Hey. Can you, please stop there. I know he almost hit you.
No, I just seen him wreck, bro.
I know. You're pulling out over there. Sit tight for me.
Katis pushed the bike to nearly 90 miles per hour in a 35 zone. He blasted through intersections, nearly sideswiped a pickup truck, and showed no signs of slowing down. Then came the curve. Just ahead of the next intersection, the road bent. Katis didn't. He failed to turn in time. The motorcycle hit the curb at high speed, tearing apart on impact. Debris scattered for more than 100 feet. His body was thrown from the bike. When paramedics arrived, there was nothing they could do. Katis had suffered a massive head injury, a broken neck, and multiple fractures. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
No breathing, faint pulse, looks like a broken neck. He was driving horribly even just to start.
He said the same thing.
Yeah, he almost, when he ran the red light, this guy was pulling out, almost hit him. He's got no ID on him.
What?
He's got no ID on him. He was driving like, even before I tried to stop him, like he was like not being able to balance on his bike. Let me see if he's still got a faint pulse. I think his neck is broken though. You heard what I said. I wouldn't even try to stop him at the. I hadn't lit him up until right at Honeycutt, and he pulled over, and then he drove forward and punched it over the overpass. I got down right before here, and he ran the red light. I backed off over there, and then I saw.
The officer later said it looked like Caddis didn't know how to ride, that he wasn't in control from the start. But maybe it wasn't just inexperience. Maybe it was fear. Maybe he didn't have a license. Maybe he just panicked. Whatever the reason, in that split second, he made a choice. He ran, and that decision cost him everything. Sometimes it's not just the crash that takes a life. It's the moments before it, the fear, the impulse, the refusal to stop. That's all it takes. This chilling incident took place in Russia and was captured on CCTV footage, which has since gone viral. A 9-year-old girl displayed remarkable quick thinking when she realized she was being followed by a stalker. As the footage shows, the girl was returning home from school, unaware at first that a man had been tailing her. It wasn't until later that she noticed his suspicious behavior. In an attempt to confirm her instincts, she made a detour to a nearby store under the pretense of shopping. When she exited, the man was still there, waiting. That's when she knew something was wrong. Upon arriving at her apartment building, the man closely followed her inside. Just as they approached the elevator, the girl cleverly pretended she needed to check the mailbox. While the man stood by, waiting for her to get into the elevator, she instead turned around and walked back outside. Moments later, the man left the building, seemingly confused. After making sure the coast was clear, the girl returned home safely. Her decision likely prevented a much more dangerous situation. After the incident was reported, her parents filed a complaint with the authorities. Investigations revealed that the man was mentally unstable and had been under psychiatric care. He is now being treated in a medical institution. The young girl's ability to stay calm under pressure and outsmart the stalker was truly courageous. Had she not been so aware and resourceful, the situation could have ended very differently.